Yeah, you're still in it.
No, I know I am.
All right. Rillirn. You and Esmeralda come running down the stairs. Eventually, you find yourself turning this corner, and you see light coming from a small room. There, in the middle of this room, you see on either side 2 large statues of knights on horses, swords drawn, and in the middle of the room, a large brazier. Fire burns in hot coals, and above it, an hourglass spills sand. You come running into this room. What do you do?
All right, we're close. Which way? We have to go up the other staircase into the true catacombs. What this map says.
You turn and walk past this. It's clearly magical, some device. As you walk up,
Can I roll?
Yeah.
Before I go, can I roll for Arcana to see if I know what it is?
go for it.
Natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, you recognize it to be some sort of arcane gate, a teleportation device that allows one to travel amidst different points, places.
Do I know how it works?
Just by looking at it, you're not certain how this one was constructed. Oftentimes it requires a certain keyword, phrase, or physical tokens to be presented.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go.
You get up to the top of these stairs here, and this hallway is much smaller. It's very shallow. You have to crouch to get through it. The stones close in, and it's incredibly dark throughout the length of it, with no perceivable ending.
Perpetual motion's still cast, right? Because that's an hour-long spell.
Yeah.
I'd like to try to rush through the hallway as quick as I can.
Pulling her behind you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And stopping at the end of it.
You hear her kind of scraping along behind you. She's trying to keep up. She's like, go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
9.
Yeah, with a 9, all of a sudden you're rushing across this. She goes, slow down, when all of a sudden the whole walkway seems to fall out from underneath you. It's completely dark, but you slide down a ramp, and suddenly you find yourself crashing into water. You and Esmeralda spill out, her yelling, "Ah! What's happening?" As you suddenly, in dim light, you're in a jail cell, now up to your chest in water.
Can I still see up here to the walkway?
No, it actually seems to seal itself closed as it.
Of course. Is there a door?
There is. It's a cage you're locked in. Esmeralda goes beating on it. She goes to cast her spell. You see her. She's clearly casting knock. But she's doing it quickly, frustrated. Something's wrong with her.
Esmeralda, you need to relax. Slow
She
down.
goes and starts beating on it with her hatchet. She just starts. She goes
Esmeralda,
back against the wall there.
you need to relax. You can't. It's not going to work if you do it so rushed like that.
He's dead.
Yes, he is. But we can't focus on that right now. We're so close. We can't falter. We can't falter at this point. If we do, his death will mean nothing.
Did you see it happen?
I did not.
Are you lying to me?
No.
Did you see him? She goes and presses her head against the rails there.
Please just try to focus and try casting it again.
Why are we here?
We are here to get an item that can help us.
Why?
Battle.
What is it?
It's a book.
Book.
A very special book. I don't know the contents of it, but I know it is important and it can help us. Please.
Is this bad for Strahd?
Yes.
Are you helping him?
No.
What happened?
What?
You're lying to me. What happened?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Van Richten. He was with you. I went down, I readied the carriage. You were supposed to follow. I was just ahead of you. Where did you go?
You're right. I am lying to you. I was in the room. It's been an interesting time here in Barovia. Seeing all the death, destruction from various sources. Mighty Morden came in at one point. I found him. He was here. Do you know what he did when he saw me? He attacked me. Outright. For no good reason. And Van Richten has been nothing but a pain and an antagonizing force since I met him. So, what happened? I started beating him there in the hallway. I couldn't take it. Trying to rationalize it as I needed to, I had to. Because I'm trying to gain the favor of Strahd so that I can grow more powerful. It's not true. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to.
You see her hand go down to her rapier on her side.
Don't. Because I'm not done yet.
You killed me too.
No, I don't want to. See, I like you, Esmeralda. Shut up, Jordan.
Come on.
I saw you look at me.
You killed him.
I did.
You lied to me.
that I did. And Esmeralda, I do apologize for the lie, but I do not apologize for killing him. It needed to happen.
What was your reason?
And looking back, there are a lot of reasons that led to the moment. There was the attack Mordenkainen did on me. There's the failures that I've endured while I've been in this wretched plane.
Those aren't reasons.
No. The real reason that I went through with it is because I wanted to.
Mianbolt, she goes and turns the door. All of a sudden, it unlocks and she slams it closed behind her.
I'd
You're
like
a monster.
I'd like to cast lightning bolt.
Okay. Yeah,
Do
roll
it.
that.
Kill her.
Or do I
Kill
roll?
her, please.
She rolls.
Kill your.
That's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
What do I gotta make?
What is it? A 15.
She has that leg.
15.
No legs.
Ooh, fails.
Excellent. That is, what is it? 8d6.
Oh. Okay.
Full damage. 2. 8. 14. 18. 23. 25. 29. 32.
32? Okay. Yeah. You suddenly lash out at her with this lightning bolt. It streams, the whole cell goes bright, and you yourself take 15 lightning damage. As you're standing in water, all of a sudden the whole waterway erupts with light. It almost all explodes. Water and droplets go flying everywhere around you. And in that spray, you lose her for half a second. You don't see where she is. What do you do?
It's like a steel or iron door.
Yeah, iron cell.
Would I be able to? I would like to summon my Shadow Blade Sickle. I actually have to summon it as a dagger.
Okay.
And try to pick the lock with the dagger.
All right. Yeah, roll for that.
Okay.
Sleight of hand.
16.
16. Okay. Yeah, you're picking at it, and it takes a long time as you're sort of fiddling with this. As you do, you hear this strange gargling. Sounds like someone's spitting up water. When out of the water comes a skeleton. As it sort of grabs at the cells. Its white face bleached from ages past. Its teeth sort of fall out as it knocks its head against the iron doors. Just it goes and lunges, trying to stab in with a sword. It's still going to try and hit you. It does not, as it sort of you're able to kind of swim back further in the cell.
Was I able to open the door though?
No.
If I look out there, do I see any like keys or anything nearby? Anything that would unlock the cell?
Not that you can see.
And it's an iron door?
Yeah.
Is it one whole room?
No,
or
these
they
are sectioned
segregated?
off, yeah.
Okay, they're sectioned
They're
off.
about that wide, 10 feet
I
wide.
see. Gotcha. Okay. I'd like to throw the dagger at the skeleton.
Okay. Yeah, roll the hit.
Okay. 12?
Yeah, you hit.
Okay.
You do, and it sort of pierces into its eye socket there. It sort of staggers back and then crumbles underneath the waves.
Alright. I summon the dagger back into my hand and try to open the door again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Slide the hand again.
Yeah.
What's my sleight of hand again? Shoot. Oh my gosh. 12.
With a 12, it takes you a while. Too long, you think, but until finally it clicks open. It's another 20 minutes that have passed. No sign of Esmeralda, but you're
I'd
able
like
to get
to
out of the cell.
Just run through the hallway.
Yeah, so you're swimming. It's still about chest height. You can kind of trudge through here. As you do, you actually see things moving underneath their bodies that sort of contort and twist. One of them goes and grabs at your feet.
I'd like to change my dagger back into a sickle and try to slice at the hands trying to grab me.
Yeah, you bend down and you slash up at it. You see an arm float off barely in the murky water as the whole thing sort of lurches at you and grabs at you with the other hand, but you're already around it. When you see another one sort of pop up here as you're exiting.
I'm gonna cast protection from good, evil and good on myself as well.
Okay. What does that do again? Is that
So that
raising
is-
your armor
No.
class?
So that one protects me against certain types of creatures. They have disadvantage on attack rolls against me. I can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them either.
Okay. As you come this way, it's sort of staggering, swimming over towards you. There's actually a whole other room here that's filled with similar cells, as there are more coming out of this hallway here. You're sort of swimming down this way. You actually see this part is very, very dark, and there are more silhouettes.
Do I see light coming from anywhere? Any
You
direction?
do see a very, very faint light coming from here, but you do notice over here there is, in fact, a winding staircase up.
Would I know where I am?
Roll for insight.
No, I wouldn't. I rolled a 1.
No. You knew where you would be. Over here would have been the catacombs. Somehow you're somewhere in between those. What do you do? These close in on you.
K74. I want to go up to the staircase. Or over to the staircase.
Okay. You sort of swim through this water here. As you do, you actually need to roll for Arcana.
16.
16. You notice the slight glowing symbols now on the ground. You see them. They are traps, teleportation circles.
Do they look like they were just cast, or
No, they do not. They look like they've been there for a long time.
are
Scribed
they
in
easily
stone.
avoidable?
You think you'd be able to either swim over them without stepping on them, or you'd be able to walk around. Yes.
Okay. I'd like to try to just walk around them.
Okay. As you're doing that, I'm gonna roll for you. 14 hit?
Nope.
Nope. One of them sort of swings at you. You're able to kind of swim out of the way, just past it. You see it actually steps on one of these here, and all of a sudden it disappears. You come this way, swimming further, until finally you come to that staircase. It starts winding up. You step out of the water, you hear that dripping, dripping, dripping far behind you. And as you walk, you actually are able to see light. Very faint, but there's water on these walls. You think Esmeralda might have come this way. Eventually, you get up to the next floor.
I'm on this floor now?
Yes. You were here, you are now right there. So, you remember before, Rahadin had brought you down through this stairwell. This will lead you back up to the dining room, or you will have to go out here and you might be able to get back that way. That is the Hall of Bones right there, where you would just with Valinta.
So I'm right here, right?
Yes, sir.
Can I go up to this wall? The wall that is on the staircase?
You could.
Can I try to feel around, see if there's any
Go ahead and
secret
roll for
things?
perception.
Okay.
Oh,
18.
18? Okay. Do you walk into that room and turn right and then look at that wall, or where are you looking? Where do you start looking?
Yeah, I would start looking on the wall first, and then try to look around after that.
As you step into that room there, you get this odd sensation, as if the ground is no longer solid. You feel the whole thing sort of suspended, a hallway. You step into the middle of that hallway, looking at that wall. You have a brief second to react. What do you do?
Oh, jeez. I try to move towards the wall.
Move towards that wall?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, all of a sudden, underneath you, it rises, and you're pressed flat against the ground. You hear this great it's an elevator as it soars, raising higher and higher into the castle. You hear these great chains winding, whirring, spinning in a great counterweight as it comes all of a sudden rushing past you in a hallway not very far from you. It comes right past you, and you go soaring higher and higher and higher until you get a sense that you're nearing the top of the castle. What would you like to do? At this speed, you're going to be smashed against the top of the elevator.
Oh, jeez. Do I see any openings on the way up?
There. Roll for perception. Yes.
Heck yeah, unnatural 20. Or 21.
Yeah, you notice there's a hatch in the roof. In the roof of the elevator.
Okay. How far away am I from it?
You are, it's only about 7 feet tall.
Only about 7 feet tall?
Yes.
From the hatch?
Yes.
Okay.
You're standing in this small corridor soaring up towards the sky, and there's a small hatch. It's only 7 feet from the ground. So
can I use Mage Hand to open it?
Yeah.
Or actually,
yeah, you could jump up and kind of push on it.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah, you jump up and sort of hit it. The whole thing sort of jolts and moves. You think if you put enough pressure on it, you'd be able to get it out of the way. But you have nothing to step on.
Right. If I use Mage Hand, would I be able to push it out?
Yeah.
I'll try that then.
You go and raise it, and the whole flap pushes and presses, and you see up high through that shaft. You're soaring ever closer to the ceiling of that. You have a second to react. What do you do?
Is there any openings in? Is that a big open space that the elevator is going on?
No, it's a flat wall.
It's a flat wall. I'm gonna cast a fly on myself.
Okay. You cast fly. Ooh, go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh jeez. 14.
14, you all of a sudden cast fly just as you're reaching the precipice. The elevator shaft rises so quickly, it kicks you up towards the roof of that shaft. You suspend yourself in air only for a moment as it kicks you, and you go flying up into the ceiling. You hit the floor then. All of a sudden there, the room begins to fill with kind of a smoky haze.
Is there any like door or anything that I can see?
Roll for Constitution.
17.
You recognize it to be sleeping gas. You are fighting it off as best as you can, and you see that hatch and that solid wall isn't so solid. There's actually, wait, it opened. There's someone looking down at you.
Who is it?
You don't recognize him. He's a man with a very fair face, long blonde hair, droops past his shoulders as he looks down at you. Your eyes sort of blur and go hazy. Roll again for Constitution.
20. Matt.
Well, don't just lie there. Come.
I'd like to fly up to him. Who are you?
My name is Escher. You're Rillirn, no?
Yes. How do you know who I am?
You're the new pet. Come join me. walks you across a very brief corridor. And there, you actually find yourself in a place you recognize. It's the room you stayed in. Just a little bit before. You are very far away from where you need to be. You walk to this room following them. So he leads you now into this room. He waves his hand and the door closes behind him. What have you come for?
Well, came to look at the catacombs. Was very interested in what they were, and I was also here for a book.
You're lying to me. Catacombs. Boring. Why are you here?
Here for a book.
There you go, you're here for a book. Which book?
I don't know exactly what book it is. All I know is I've seen it in a vision, and I need to find it. And I know it's here somewhere. I think I know where it is, but I'm having a fair bit of trouble getting there.
This book. Where do you think it is?
From what I've seen in my visions, it is in the highest peak of the castle.
You seek it for knowledge,
Yes.
power.
Knowledge.
You're all the same. Inquisitive types. You see him actually, he's playing with the chess set, moving it piece by piece, side by side. He's playing against himself, moving each token.
What do you mean?
Do you think you're the first?
I would assume not.
You would assume correctly, you definitely are not the first. You are but his latest plaything, toy. Something to sit on a shelf. Till it bores him and he finds something prettier. He knocks the little toy off the shelf.
Were you one of these as well then?
We all were. Us here at the castle.
What are you still doing here then?
He hasn't disposed of me yet.
What keeps you useful to him then?
Useful? I did not say anything about useful, but I suppose he's forgotten about me.
Really?
Only when he says, "No, you may not come to dinner," does he remember I exist. Though I believe I do have my sisters to thank for that.
Your sisters?
By blood only, and not the kind you might share with the living.
Interesting.
Why do you seek this book?
I believe it will give me the knowledge that I seek.
All right, I'm bored. You say it's in the high tower?
As far as I'm aware.
I'm not allowed in there. I might show you a door. He brings you over to the hallway. Do you wish to take my place?
I don't wish to replace you. If anything, you seem like a decent individual.
My apologies, that isn't what I meant. You will take my place.
I will.
You will. Do you like this room? Should it be yours?
Sure. Is it yours already, though?
It is. Until we have guests. He draws you across the hallway and leads you up a set of stairs. He whines a moment, and he puts his hands there against the wall. He then removes a mirror from his pocket. He stares in it, a blank reflection. And he stares looking back at that wall. He offers his hand out to you. He takes it and pulls you then through that wall. And suddenly, you find yourself in a completely dark corridor. A staircase, winding not like the other, but tight. Close knit. The ceiling is not very tall. And Escher's not there. The man.
Escher. All right. This staircase winds up.
It does.
Do I know where I am? If
You
looking at the map.
You suspect you're in one of the high towers.
All right. I'm gonna try to go. I'll just keep going up then.
You wind and wind and wind till finally come to this upper room. Here, there's a small desk and several windows all lining it. As you walk up, you see there out from these windows the totality of Barovia. They are parted through the mist. You can see it in all directions. You see Vallaki and the village Barovia far below as you walk from each window to window. But there, sitting on that table, is a book. A tome. Closed.
I go and grab it.
How so?
I'm gonna grab it with a mage hand.
Okay. You go out closer to it, and as you reach out for it, all of a sudden it flips and turns and into the air. You hear a voice now, small in your head, wise. Don't touch. It hurts.
I'd like to try to put it in my jacket, but so that it doesn't touch any skin.
Okay. Careful. Don't touch.
Who's that?
You know.
Do I recognize the voice then?
You do. child's voice. You weren't certain, but now you know. The more it speaks.
How are you talking to me?
I'm close now. You needed this book. You'll see.
How can I find you?
I'll show you. We must run.
Where?
Out.
Do I have to go to the mountain?
You do.
Is there a faster way than just running?
Yes. Come. Follow me. You see there a very faint glimmer of light. It actually seems to shine off the orb that is at your side. A glint, maybe from outside the window. It shines off the glass and reflects, shining like a little bead of light around the room as it hovers in place and floats about until it shines down this middle here, which is a gaping hole all the way down the center shaft of this tower.
I have to go all the way down?
All the way.
So I see on the map it's like 360 feet.
Yeah.
How fast could I be going? Or how fast do you
Maximum velocity
Maximum velocity.
for a human.
Excellent. How long would it take me, do you think?
Maybe 15 seconds.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna fall for 8 seconds and then cast Fly on myself as my last 3rd level spell.
Okay. Okay, describe to me how you do this.
So, I'm gonna walk up to the hole. Do I want to do it like this? Yeah, so I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna walk up to the hole, rub my hands together a little bit, and then free fall jump.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna count to 5 and then cast Fly on myself.
Okay. You're falling. The air rushing past you, rushing past you, rushing past you. You get this strong scent of dank dungeon. The air becomes moist suddenly as you're going deeper and deeper, finally into the earth. As you're lowering. Go ahead and roll for insight.
18.
18, yeah, you get it on the dot. That 5 seconds where you want it to be, and you describe how you cast your spell.
I'd like to flip around onto my back and just touch myself on the chest as I'm falling backward and slow my descent.
And you cast what?
Fly.
Fly? Okay, you. And in that brief second, just the whole world seems to move about you. So you slow and you lower yourself continually, but you're slowing until you come down and finally land.
I know where I'm at, right? Like, because I know where I am on the map.
You do. Okay.
Alright. Where do I go from here?
Out. Quickly.
Alright.
Quickly.
I still have Fly, so I'd like to fly because I have a 60-foot walk speed.
Okay.
Or flying speed.
Yeah, you go soaring out from this tower out into the catacombs. You sort of turn and dash around. You see that there are several different mausoleums set up, each bearing a different plaque with names all across them as you soar sort of out and in between them across the deck up there. And with that, I'm going to pause.
Get over here. I'm coming. It's our turn.
And I gotta pee. So
That's
I'm gonna do that.
exactly